and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, I am Merrit. I talk about all things natural living and motherhood, and today we are going to talk about why I am picky about the toys that I buy for my daughter. So again, if you're new, I am a first-time stay-at-home mom to an 11-month-old baby girl named Stella Noel, and I absolutely love being a mom. I 100% feel like it is my purpose in life. It just fills me up so much, and I have really fully kind of dove in head first to, I guess, researching and being fully conscious about how we are raising her, what products we use with her, and just kind of learning all there is to learn about child development and natural parenting. And I just absolutely love it. It brings me so much joy researching what is the best for my child, and I just like sharing what I've learned with you guys because like I said, I'm just really passionate about it and I like sharing what I learned. So anyways, since way back when I was building up my baby registry when I was pregnant with my daughter, I kind of discovered that I was pretty picky about the products that I wanted to use with my daughter and bring into my home. I have been on kind of a separate downsizing mission all on my own, just kind of reducing the clutter and unnecessary junk that I have in my house basically, and so I have become much more conscious in an overall sense of the word for my home about what I bring into it, what products I use, and what I actually, purchase and bring into my home. So I obviously wanted to do the same with the baby products that we would be using. So while I was building my registry, I did a lot of research and I tried to kind of scrutinize everything that I either, put on my registry or purchased myself for my daughter, and I feel like I did a very good job about keeping things to a minimum while still having, everything that I needed basically, or I felt that I needed. And along the way, I have discovered there are a few core qualifications that I feel is necessary to kind of check off whenever I am deciding if a toy specifically, because that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, is something that I want to bring into my home for my daughter to play with. So I wanted to share that with you today. So the first main thing that I kind of touched on in the intro to this video is I focus strongly on quality over quantity. This is for a couple of reasons. The one main reason being I don't want just a bunch of junk taking over my house. I definitely have had a very collective, I guess some could say hoarder mindset in the past. I just generally like to collect and hold on to a lot of stuff. And so that is something that I have been personally working through, and I think it is just a good thing to kind of keep the overall clutter to a minimum and instead focus on a few high quality pieces. And in specific, when referring to toys in this regard, these toys will last a lot longer. They won't just, be played with once or twice and then break. They can theoretically be passed down from kid to kid to kid, so you can just kind of buy one nice set of toys that will last for, even generations with some of the really high quality handmade wood toys. Which is definitely on my list of items that I prefer to buy for my daughter. And finally, there actually has been research that kids engage with their toys much more when there are less toys to choose from. So imagine if you are a little toddler and you walk into a huge playroom just full to the brim, walls and walls, bookshelves and bins and, everything you can imagine stuffed full of toys. It would be probably pretty exciting, but it would be very overwhelming. And so what research has found is that that's the case, that it's very overwhelming. Kids don't really know where to start, what they want to play with, how to play. They kind of do what is called dumping, where they just, kind of pull all the toys out, but they don't really actually engage and play with the toys in any meaningful way. So by reducing the number and quantity of toys and focusing instead on a small number of quality toys, the child is more likely to meaningfully engage and play with those toys. And for me personally, play is the most important thing that a child can do, especially when it's, in a fully engaged way, because that is how a child does their learning. And So yeah, obviously that is in, my highest interest to make sure that my child is learning and fully engaged in the world around her. So I'm doing my best to facilitate that by providing less toys, but of higher quality. And along that same idea, I prefer open-ended toys. These are toys that require active engagement from the child rather than just kind of passive observance. So that means that I have a pretty hard, strong rule against toys that, light up with a bunch of, bright flashing lights, toys that make, sounds. Basically most plastic electronic toys we don't have in our home. And that's because all those toys require a child to do to interact with it is just sit with it and, maybe press a button and then just watch the toy do the playing. It doesn't really require the child to actually interact with the toy and play with the toy themselves and use their imagination, their creativity, exert any sort of mental work to interact with the toy. So that's why I prefer passive and open-ended toys. Those toys require manipulation by the kid, it requires imagination, it requires them to actually play with the toy in order to, play with it. The open-ended toys also go perfectly hand in hand with quality over quantity because one single open-ended toy can kind of fill a bunch of play needs with a toy. So for example, a very popular open-ended toy brand is Grimm's Wooden Toys, and they have multicolored wooden rainbows, they have cups and balls and sticks, and just basically a bunch of different shapes of wooden toys. And kids can make the coolest interactive toys out of just these few simple basic pieces of wood. They can make ball runs, they can make imaginative little play scenes, they can build houses, they can just do an endless amount of stuff with these same open-ended toys. And so once again, it requires the child to practice their creative thinking, their imagination, and it's just such a good mind-building play toy. And that also being said, those same open-ended toys, since they are so open-ended, can really grow well with a child, which once again, quality over quantity. I don't have to keep repurchasing a bunch of, toys to age with my child. Those same toys can be useful from, very young childhood up until, the school years. And it just basically depends on how the child plays with it to get enjoyment from the toy. So that is one thing that I have just fallen head over heels in love with open-ended high quality toys, because you just need the one set and it just provides endless playtime, endless opportunities and for play throughout the years. And you can even use it for all of your children. Okay, so that was like the third time that my camera has overheated and cut me off, so I'm really sorry if this video seems kind of choppy. It keeps just cutting me off and I'm doing my best. So let's get through this video so we can wrap it up. All right, so I think I left off talking about open-ended toys and how they were great for, long-lasting quality play, and that multiple ages of children can all use them collaboratively together. And yeah, that I just absolutely love high quality toys, and that brings me to the fact that I really like wooden toys. So I try to reduce the number of plastic toys as much as possible mostly because of the other reasons that I mentioned previously in this video. Normally wood toys are just a much better fit for that than plastic toys. Plastic toys break often, they are often more passive rather than active required toys. So I have just found that I much prefer wooden toys for my daughter. They are just more aesthetically pleasing, I'm not gonna lie. They're nicer to look at and to have strewn about my house as kid toys will be. They're not as obnoxious because I don't have to listen to, sirens and blinking lights and all the, just junk that comes with plastic toys. So yeah, they're higher quality, they're better looking, let's see, what else did I have noted down? Oh yeah, so wood toys are just better for the environment than plastic toys for so many reasons. One, because once the toy gets thrown out, obviously wood is easier to decompose than plastic. Plastic will stick around on this planet a lot longer than wood. It's especially, wood toys are more often than not, and obviously there are exceptions to every rule, but usually, especially the handmade wood toys, the high quality wood toys are sustainably and ethically sourced. And so again, that is another, huge win for environmentally friendly toys. In addition, plastic toys are often less quality, and so they just break more, and so you have to end up replacing them, and so it just reduces your consumption, and it increases your waste when you throw out those broken toys. Once again, going back to the quality over quantity, constantly repurchasing, small plastic doodads and just junky little toys, you're going to be throwing away more of those, junky toys, and so that increases your waste, which increases landfill, and just not into that. And finally, wooden toys are just safer for your kiddos because they aren't full of toxic plastic junk. We attempt to be as low tox as we can in our house. Obviously, no one is ever going to be 100% non-toxic. That's just not really possible in the modern day and age, but we do our best to reduce the toxins that we are directly in contact with every single day, and in particular, our daughter. And so we prefer to have wood-based toys, water-based, non-toxic paint on those wood toys. And because especially, my daughter's 11 months old, she still puts everything in her mouth and, chews on it, and the high quality wood toys are less likely to break off into her mouth or to, just leach the, BPA or any other toxic substances that are in the plastics into her little system. So that's one more reason why we love wood over plastic. Okay, so by the end of this video, you're either probably thinking one of two things. Okay, that's a lot of useful information that I can now use to buy high quality toys for my child, or wow, this mom is crazy. She thinks way too much about the toys that she buys for her kid. So I'm hoping most of you are over here on this side. But like I said, I just wanted to share kind of the rough guidelines that I go through when picking out toys for my daughter. But with that said, I'm not perfect. I definitely don't have 100% like my ideal curated toy collection for my daughter. We still have some of the, loud plastic toys. But like I said, those are the guidelines that I generally like to stick to and follow. And if, a toy kind of checks, all the boxes except one, I'm usually fine with that. But it's just kind of the guidelines that I like to consider when purchasing a toy so that I end up with what I want, and that is high quality, open-ended, engaging toys for my kiddo. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it and would like to see more videos like this. You can also subscribe to my channel. I share videos every single Friday, and turn on the bell notification if you would like to be notified when they go live, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!